Now we are going to see theorem 2. So what is your theorem 2? It says limit x tends to a, x to the n minus a to the n divided by x minus a is nothing but n a to the n minus 1. So இது ஒரு theorem. இதை வந்து நம்ம sumsல use பண்ண போறோம். So I'll just write this down here. Limit x tends to a, x to the n minus a to the n divided by x minus a is equal to n a to the n minus 1. So let's solve problems with this using this formula. X to the 15 minus 1 divided by x to the 10 minus 1. So if x to the numerator மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கலாம். Numerator x to the 15 minus 1. I need the powers to be the same. So what will I do? இதை 1 to the 15 எழுதிக்கலாம். Okay. So this is your x, this is your a. Divided by x minus 1 வேணும் எனக்கு because I want x minus a. So now that I have divided the given numerator divided by x minus 1, I should also multiply it by x minus 1. Correct? அப்பதானே fraction disturb ஆகாது. The actual question remains unchanged when you divide and multiply by the same number or any variable ஏதோ ஒன்று. Okay? So இந்த இடத்துல what is your n value? Your n value is 15. Your a value is 1. So இதை simplify பண்ணா what do you get? Numerator when limit x tends to 1, when you have this whole thing becomes n a to the n minus 1. What is your n? N a to the n minus 1. So what do you get? You get 15. So this is your numerator. 15 times x minus 1. In the x minus 1 மறந்துடக்கூடாது. Okay. Now coming to the denominator. What do you have? Limit x tends to 1. 1 divided by x to the 10 minus 1. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல my n will become 10. So x minus 1 into x minus 1. So what will this term become? It will become 1 by 10 a to the n minus 1 into x minus 1. So this is your denominator part. So in that it will become 1 by 10 times x minus 1. So if numerator and denominator you say what do you have? So you have 15 times x minus 1 divided by 10 times x minus 1. So x minus 1 gets cancelled. What do you have? 15 by 10. 5 table la panna 5 3s are 5 2s are 3 by 2. That's your answer. Now moving on to second subsection, you have limit x tends to 0, root 1 plus x minus 1 divided by x. So in that try substituting 0. So you get in that 0, root of 1 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0. 0 by 0 not defined. So what do you do? In the mari root la irundha bayandradakudadu. We'll try to change the variable. So what we'll do? We'll write 1 plus x as y. So what will happen when x tends to 0? What will y tend to? Y will tend to 1 plus x. What is 1 plus x? 1 plus 0. So y will tend to 1. Appo இந்த இடத்துல என்ன ஆகும்? What will x become? X becomes y minus 1. So இதை நம்ம இங்க substitute பண்ணலாம். என்ன ஆகுதுன்னு பார்ப்போம். So limit y tends to 1. Root of 1 plus x becomes root y minus 1 divided by y minus 1. Right? So இது எப்படி எழுதலாம்? You can write it as limit y tends to 1, y to the half minus 1. What do you need? 1 to the half. ஏன்னா n value same ஆ இருக்கணும் according to the theorem. Y minus 1. இப்போ நம்ம theoremக்கு நம்ம கொண்டு வந்தாச்சா? So what do? You get n a to the n minus 1. What is your n? It's half. What is your a? It's 1. So what do you get when you substitute, when you apply the limit? What do you get? N a to the n minus 1. So what do you get? Minus half. 1 to the any number will give you 1. So what is the final answer? It's 1 by 2. Theorem 3. When you have two functions, f of x and g of x, if f of x is less than or equal to g of x and limit x tends to some a of f of x and limit x tends to a of some g of x exists, then limit x tends to a of f of x is less than or equal to limit x tends to a of g of x. When you have f of x less than g of x, then their corresponding limits, limit f of x or g of x விட கம்மியா இருக்கும். Okay, that is theorem 3. And your theorem 4 will be sandwich theorem. So that will include 3 functions. So when you have f of x, g of x, h of x, where f of x less than or equal to g of x less than or equal to h of x, and limit x tends to a of f of x is equal to limit x tends to a of h of x is equal to L. இந்த ரெண்டு லிமிட்டும் L னா இதுக்கு நடுவுல இருக்கிற இந்த g of x ஓட லிமிட்டும் L தான். Limit x tends to a of g of x will have the same limit as f of x and h of x.